the one and only Digo Double G.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E. Da 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 da. It's the one and only. Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E. Da 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 da. It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E. Da 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 da. It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. You ready for the next episode?
Digo Double G.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know the West Coast is back for all you suckers. So put something in there. Put it in there. Yeah. Sup, Snoop?
Top dog, buy them all, yeah, I'm burning it up. DPGC, you should be turning it up. CPT, LBC, yeah, we hooking back up. And when they bang this in the club, baby, you got to get up. Cuz homies, thug homies, yeah, they giving it up. Low life, yo life, boy, we living it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl a 44 when she crept in the back door. Chickens looking at me strange, but you know I don't care. Simple, Digo Double G.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the Digo Double G.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know the West Coast is back for all you suckers. So put something in there.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. You ready for the next episode? It's the one and only D.R.E.
Dr. Dre, Love Bus.
You know I'm mobbing with the D.O.G. Straight off them killer streets of CPT. King of the beach, you ride to him in your fleet. Wood, the Ville rolling on dubs. How you feel? Whoop-de-whoop. What? Dre and Snoop hitting corners in the lag. With Doc in the back, sipping on yak. Clipping all the amps, dipping through hood. Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood. South Central out to the west side. It's California love, it's California bug. Got your boy a gang of pub. I'm on one, I might bet up in the Century Club. With my jeans on, and my team strong. Get my drink on, and my smoke on. Then go home with something to poke on. Locust song for the 2 triple O. Coming real, it's the next episode.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They blocking your vision, but no, you can't listen. That shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're
trying to make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. tell me you believe that? Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back?
You ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just fake it. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore. I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud.
What is up, party people? Alright, so let me get to the chat because I kind of got a late start on everything. What is up, Jose? What up, B-Ball? What up, Big Blue? What up, Charlie? What up, John Watson? How you doing, my friend? And what up, GPS? Alright, so check this out. I kind of laid it out last night. I wasn't planning to do it, but it ended up doing it anyway. What I am talking about is the topic of the ether band and Travis's argument that fraction and only refraction obstructs. What's up, Davros? I laid it out pretty thick on Jose's panel, and it's at this point now. I told Travis point blank that what is happening as of right now is and only will be the fact that me and him have a complete problem with the horizon. When I say this, what I mean is he says the only thing that can refract or only thing that obstructs is refraction, and I say bullshit. The only thing that obstructs is a physical body of water and a little bit of refraction. I've asked him to give me an example of how he knows his oil platforms are only being obstructed by refraction, and not, physical body of water like we know it is. And he literally moved aside the conversation. On the backside of things, what has happened is Travis has texted me a few times and asked me for the footage or the upload from when basically me and Erebus talked about the Anacapa Islands on my stream. I've gotten very lengthy messages from Travis. Travis, if you are listening, I'm not really sure if you are. I don't read novels. I'm not saying that to be a dick, but I'd much rather you say it. That's kind of why I even live stream, because I really, really fucking hate reading and typing. Typing's even worse. I hate typing. All right, so let me see here. It's Sexy Caramel Davros. So if you guys want to join the panel, have a conversation about this topic, let me know. The link is in the description, and you can join the panel over on the Discord in the bunker. If you haven't joined, I will get you verified, and you'll be good to go. Other than that, I mean, we can do the open topic thing. I got some things I want to show you guys, as in the fact that one of the things that I've noticed is that Travis isn't going to be able to do is, okay, remember where I put it, isn't going to be able to explain the amount of obstruction with the amount of obstruction. Let me go. I'm trying to find something real quick. I think I did it here too. Yep. It's perfect. So I'll use that one as well. Trying to find one of these things, because I've been working on this idea for a minute now. So let me find it. Not to mention all the other ones that I've shown dozens and dozens of times. Because the new question is, Travis, if it is the ether band, then without a doubt, you can show me. And I asked you to do this last night on Jose's, and I guess I'm not sure why you didn't want to, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now what I'm talking about. Let me see. Just so you guys know, I got like a whole new setup. Obviously, you can see that. So give me a half a second to get this working, because I also got to remember what screens are what now. All right, I'm just going to do it this way. Nope, don't want that one. All right, here we go. Where is it? So I was talking about this one. This is the overlay I did of an observation that we've actually talked about. We've all talked about this numerous times. I'll go ahead and pause it right about there. Okay, so what you guys are seeing obviously is and if you're in the Discord, I have to hang on 1 second because I can't see. Let me go ahead and get there real quick. See you there, Jose. What up, my friend?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, hey, my bad. I wasn't looking at the Discord at the time. Hang on 1 second.
It's all good.
Let me go ahead and share here so you can see what I'm talking about as well.
Cool. I will do more listening than talking, but just wanted to hear in the panel.
Yeah, no worries. I just kind of want to get this out because it is still fresh in my mind from your panel. All right, good. Click over. Okay, so what you guys are looking at right now is the overlay that I made in the sense of this. This is a video, an upload that I've seen. We've all probably seen it. It's probably about 10-15 minutes long, but the observer is watching this boat, starting where you can see the most of the boat. Actually, let me go ahead and do this. I'll pull the pictures up so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the beginning of the person's observation. Was it the right screen? Yes, it did. Let's do it this way. It's one of these. Give me a second. Finding the right screen. There we go.
Is Davros a no name like drooling about you, about seeing you in camera? It's kind of weird, right?
I think so, yeah. Like, it's weird because I've been on camera a lot. like I used to be on camera for 2.5 years. I was camera every day, and then a year and a half of that with no shirt on. So what we're looking at.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, I did for a year and a half. I was a dude with no shirt on. You'd be surprised. Okay, so you can see what I'm looking at too, Jose. But I'm looking at what we're looking at is the picture of most of the boat being shown, the beginning of the observation. The second picture I'm going to show is the boat within the 10-15 minutes of the upload. It's going to pop up real quick. Hang on. There you go. There you go. I'll make it a little bigger for you guys. There you go. And what I've done is overlaid it only for the sense of I want, in this observation, I want this picture. I want to use this picture for scale when I overlay it on this one. Why? Because I want to know the size of the boat and how much is obstructed. And my big question to Travis, in this image we're looking at right now, where would the refraction be in what I call the body of water? Why?
Yeah, I got both windows. I know, I see YouTube, you're doing other stuff than what you're sharing on
Yeah, okay, my
on
bad.
Discord, but pretty cool. No, pretty cool. I got both windows. We good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so what's happening here is it's hard to kind of see from your guys' vantage point because, or actually you guys probably see it a lot better than I do, huh? Let me get a little closer. Right there. Okay, so on this picture, and you know, guys, I'm going to use my handy dandy paint, my little pen. Pull this up. All right, so clearly to me, the body of water we're looking at has no refraction in it. I'm not seeing any refraction in the body of water, right? That's fair. You can't say different. That's exactly what I think is happening. Let me go ahead and, where the hell did it go? My little pink thing isn't here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I call that all the way till the boat touches the water. I call this a solid body of water.
Yep.
Like nothing is just an optical illusion or nothing. I call that physical body of water, big time.
Yeah. So everything in this yellow that I'm painting right now, that's all physical body. I don't see any refraction, nothing to give me an idea that what we are seeing is different from a body of water. So now I'm looking on here a little bit more, and now I do see what I believe to be a line, a line of refraction. Let me go ahead and put that down. I'll change the color on it so you guys can see difference. I'm going to say that maybe right there to right there, the body of water. I'd say that area is the only refraction that miraging that I'm seeing in this image. You know, it'd probably be a good idea if I could put the chat up so I could see it at the same time that I'm asking questions.
Yeah, and you're being generous. You're being generous, Chunji, on giving this little amount above the horizon of refraction. That's always a little something, but I know you're being a little generous because yeah.
For the sake of the argument, if he wanted to say that there is refraction, I would say if I could point something out, you're right. I'm gonna give him that. I have to, and I don't have to, but in my opinion, that's a good call. You should.
Yeah,
I should
it's
give
fair.
him that.
Yep, it's fair. Yep.
Now, the issue that he then has, and I'm doing this off of straight the fact that I know where the boat is. He would need to tell me how that little band of refraction that we did see hides this much of the boat. Now, when I show the player, I know the lines aren't going to be lined up, but you can see on there, and I'll draw that line on one of here. Let me show you. So we'll go ahead and erase these lines so that we can start this part over. And we'll go to here. Okay, so in this image, because now I have it overlaid in scale, so now we'll be able to see exactly. I will put my refraction line right there. And we know that all this is what we observe and have given no evidence against, that there is a body of water in that space. And above that, to the next yellow line, is the refraction that I am going to give the argument. Now, when I play this, we should see this much refraction, because if refraction is the only thing affecting this observation, if refraction is the only thing, and the only thing ever that will obstruct this boat, then unless his line is here, I'll draw that with a different color, unless his refraction line is somewhere up in here, obstructing this much, or from the refraction line to like here is refraction, his argument is gone. I need to see some type of refraction line, miraging, something happening besides for a physical body of water being observed. I mean, we can say F the boat, Travis. F that boat. From our observation point to that boat, or to that horizon that we're seeing, show me how we're not seeing a physical body of water, a continuous physical body of water. That's all I would ask, because I don't see different. It doesn't make sense to me that you can say, and this is the reason I'm jumping on it, is because I told you your claim, your belief in what you're seeing in your observation conflicts 100% with mine. You say refraction, I say physical body of water and a little bit of refraction, because I'm not as naive to say refraction does not have anything to do with obstruction and or what we see and or not at all, or what we see due to refraction and physically not at all. But the one thing that we can definitely say is a physical body of water does obstruct. And if it does obstruct, Travis, then you do have to concede to the fact that there is curvature. I'll keep hearing these false arguments of not, and this isn't from Travis, or yeah, it is, but mainly from other flat earthers or other deniers, as you will call them, that where does curvature start? How does something go beyond this physical point? Okay, no one ever says it's physical. I've heard Rumpus say it once, and just so everyone remembers and knows, in my description, I have definitely noted, today is Rumpus Day of Bitch-assness, Day 3.
Well, what I have heard, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no worries.
I have caught Travis lately using this strategy on him wanting data about the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to know who took the picture, what's the distance to the boat, what is the tracker that he needs all the information, all the data for the boat. If not, he will be unable to give you any detail on how will it work, how will it be disappearing from the bottom up. So that's a strategy, kind of a little dirty tactic that he's utilizing, and I don't find it fair. So I'm calling out Travis. You are playing a game about now you want data. When we ask you data, you say F the data. So it's very disingenuous, Travis. Think about it.
It is, yeah. It's frustrating as fuck. I'm going to tell you that right now. 100%. One of the things that you just brought up, and it's a great point to bring up on it, is the fact that he wants, if you give him an observation, he's first thing out the gate, data. I want data. And that's good and all. That's fine. But the problem is that if you ask him, he'll tell you data doesn't matter. And that's fine. I don't mind that at all. I get that from Travis. I see how he kind of portrays this idea that he doesn't need the data. The problem with what he's doing and what he's saying in all this is one serious big point. And it's the fact that he's then saying he can tell you how much is obstructed due to refraction, and that refraction matches. That's why yesterday when I asked him to do it with my image, the one that I was just showing you guys, he refused. I don't even know if you want to call it refused, but he definitely wasn't about to answer me. He didn't want to. Frustrated the shit out of me. It puts me in this position where I want to be really upset and tell him to go kiss my ass, but I'm not going to. But the big point is this. If you're going to tell me that it is and only ever whatever will be due to it, you got to show me, man. And it's to this point, and I know I'm doing it okay. I'm not offending anybody, not pissing anybody off. So there's no reason to make this harder than it is, right? And that's just my personal opinion on it.
Yeah, Travis has been very active this past few days on my show, and he got his techniques, and people is tired of him. I mean, he's welcome, he's welcome, and whatever. So I really told him, you need to either take a break or step down for a few days, because he is becoming very aggressive towards the topic and the panelists. So yeah, he took a while because he kind of just relaxed a little bit at the end of today's show, or whatever, or yesterday, whenever I told him. Just the topic itself. When something is getting to your skin personally, I think the best thing is to step aside for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I heard you saying that to him the other day, and it was like, yeah, that was kind of part of the reason I even came in there to talk. It gets to this point. It's like this. It's Travis's fault, but at the same time, some of you guys got to realize, like, it's not fun to be pushing people's buttons. You may think it's funny. You may think Travis flipping out is the funniest thing in the world, but it's not productive. It literally makes you guys look stupid because you've done it how many times now? You do it over and over again. It's like everyone knows what you're trying to do, and you think it's funny. And the funniest part to me is I do it on a regular fucking basis. Is I have conversations with people that you guys all trigger and get triggered by, like it's the easiest thing in the world to do. So I know it's got to be both sides doing it on purpose. It's a waste of time to me. I don't have time for that. I have time to span the conversation out for days on end. I'm telling you right now, this conversation with Travis could last a fucking month and I wouldn't give a shit. Why? Because that's all I give a fuck about is having a discussion. The reason I left off the flat earth discussion is the fact that there's no discussion. The fact that it's only who can trigger who first and who can shut the fuck up first. Who can get the other person to shut the fuck up first. That's all it is, in my opinion. But I also don't talk to anyone like it's flat earth. When that conversation I had with Travis, I wasn't thinking flat earth once. I'm thinking this guy doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to obstruction. Because you can think refraction obstructs everything, every time, no matter what, and live on a globe. That's reality. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that goes against that, situations where refraction is minimal. But the reality of it is the only way flat earth lives is if you call it flat earth. Everything else is just misunderstanding science and how shit works. That felt good to say. That was a good rant. I liked it. Let's see. What is up, Tony? What's up, Alke? Not good to trigger Travis. He doesn't always help himself, but it's not nice. It's not nice to trigger anybody.
Hey, Blue Marble is here.
You only got to worry when he pops in and says, "Shut up," or "Travis." When those words come out, that's when it's bad. There you go. What's up, Blue? How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Just hanging out.
How are you doing, sir?
I guess.
Well, Jose, how about you?
I guess what I'm officially doing is raging war against Etherband again. And I'm going to tell you guys now, and Travis will tell you because I know he will. I gave validity to his Etherband under the assumption that what he is talking about is the same shit we're talking about on a regular basis when we're trying to explain shit to flat earthers. The difference is he refuses to acknowledge obstruction due to curvature. That's it. Now, when it comes to what he sees, yeah, there's some funny shit going on. But, I mean, it's explainable. When I sat back and think about it, a lot of haze had to do with our observation. There's like a clear area of haze, and then an area that was cloudy, all in the same time span. And that's what he calls ether band, the change in what we see. How come that oil tanker or oil platform, you can see this much of it? Over there, where it's hazy, you see less of it. Or when it's over there, when it's this time, that's all he's doing. But him to say refraction only, no, it's wrong. It's against what I'm trying to help people understand. Therefore, I got to go against it. A lot of people have been talking about this fucking horizon thing like I haven't said shit about it. And I want everyone to understand something right now. Ready? Ready? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've explained this 10,000 times now. And I still want to say Rumpus is a bitch. That's all I got to say about it. But,
well, it seems like Travis is talking about basically refraction over a flat plane. And the light being able to, I guess, obstruct objects optically with the apparent horizon, but no physical obstruction there. Like
the problem is that in every situation of Travis's observation, the first step that we would encounter is the fact that, I mean, sorry, we do live on a globe, so we do see some obstruction, and we account for that. The rest of the observation, we would literally put up to refraction or any other situations that are going on and account for it. Now, you say Travis is maybe thinking as it being refraction on a flat plane. That's fine. And I keep hearing about Professor Phil's upload about how refraction works on a flat and a globe model. But here's the difference. And I'm pretty sure he specified this, and you probably did it very well. What we observe would work if we modeled it on a globe. What we see would not work if we modeled it on a flat Earth. Light wouldn't work the same. It may refract, yes, but it does not refract the same.
Well, it seems like the globe refraction model is built off of a prime presupposition, the globe.
That and for me,
the geometric horizon where it's predicted, well, then the globe is in doubt right there.
Well, see, that's the problem, because for myself, I am, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure you don't care, but Lemon, because I have to address you. I can't just, I hate switching when people switch names. I know it's just a different account, but still. Lemon, the thing in what you just said is this. Here, I think presupposing is awesome. Why? Presupposing something makes you look into something. For instance, I can presuppose it's a globe, and then once I go through all the verification, evidence, and demonstrations, then my presupposition is then verified, and it no longer is a forethought. It's literally been verified. The thing is, what you're saying is first of all, you started off as a flat earther and then learned what you believe to understand. Am I wrong?
I used to be a glober.
No. You used to be just a human. Before the flat earth discussion, you did think about it probably. The difference, what I'm asking you is,
globe.
Okay, so when you became a flat earther, you knew everything there was about the globe and how it was wrong, and how it is flat. When you became a flat earther,
I just knew that it was probably correct when I first heard about it.
So you presuppose flat.
No, before then I presupposed globe.
No. But after you presupposed globe, verified, which I'm assuming you verified that it wasn't correct, you then knew how it was flat before you became a flat earther, thus becoming a flat earther after you verified flat earth, right? Or no?
Well, when I became a flat earther, I couldn't believe people still believe this. Part of me was just like, this is so stupid. Why do people still believe in this? But at the same time, in the
you mean the globe, right?
Like, you know what? People still believing this stuff, it's probably true. if people still, come out and say this stuff. So when I looked into it, I
Yep.
saw the lack of curvature, and I realized, some of the globe assumptions that I had before just weren't really panning out. I see a flat horizon, not a curved one. And then
Okay,
after
I get
that,
it.
it was game over.
Okay,
Can
but
I
but
ask-
but hang on, but I kind of he hasn't answered yet, so I want the answer first. But when you
Okay.
became a flat earther, you knew everything there was that was wrong with the globe, and verified it being flat when you became a flat earther.
I didn't know everything about the globe. No.
Okay, but you had verified it being flat.
No, it just goes with the flat horizon and common sense and
Yeah,
reason.
yeah. I mean, realistically, I mean, we both know. I know kind of how you become a flat earther. I'm just asking. Well, the problem with what you just said is you presuppose flat. So presupposing isn't wrong. I don't think it's wrong. I'm not faulting you for it. But the problem
Presuppositions
is,
are fine as long as reality, can be used to test it. And at this point,
100%.
if there is no geometric horizon, and it's being moved everywhere by refraction, it becomes unfalsifiable, and that's when I get suspicious.
Well,
Because
that's
the
cool.
elements that we should be able to use to test the model are vanishing, and that's when I
you know
get
what?
really suspicious.
I mean, I agree with the first part of what you just said when it comes to the presupposition and verification and reality. I agree with it all. But you can no longer say, well, that's because you presuppose globe. Well, you presuppose flat earth. And it's okay. Again, it's okay. But that isn't a valid argument anymore, right?
Well, the problem with presupposition is, we go off of incomplete information all the time. So essentially, we're going to have to presuppose some things, otherwise we wouldn't be able to operate in the real world.
I
That's fine.
agree. I
But
agree.
when the ways to test your presupposition vanish, such as a geometric horizon not being where it should be, well, then that's when we have a problem.
Okay.
What about
Where
this
would
model is
the
falsifiable beyond presupposition?
where would a geometric horizon supposed to be at?
For a globe that's 3,959 miles, 1.22 times the square root of the height above the surface, roughly. For a 1 foot observer, that's 1 mile out or more than 2 miles out.
That's exactly the same
Better
formula
yet,
for the apparent
How
horizon.
about this? How about this?
The apparent
How about this?
horizon in the Black Swan's at 10 miles.
How about
so
this?
the apparent
Lemon.
horizon is way further back.
Lemon.
For
Where
1
would
foot
you
of-
go? Where would you go to see the geometric horizon in your view?
You should be a foot off the ground, as in the Black Swan photo,
Mhm.
and see it 1 to 2 miles out. You see it 10 miles out beyond the oil rigs.
Do you
Globe
understand?
debunked.
Do you understand that you do not ever observe the geometric horizon? You understand that, right?
That's because it doesn't exist. The only horizon you have to account for is the apparent one due to perspective and
Well, due to conditions is what it is. That's why it's apparent because, yeah.
And due to the fact that we have an atmosphere.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
why.
So the idea is
then the globe's unfalsifiable because there's no
but
dimensions of it
but
that
here's
are
the
curved.
yeah,
and
there
no
is.
horizon
Hey,
that it should
okay.
have for
Would
the
you-
dimensions that it is. It's unfalsifiable.
Would you like to look at my observation that I've asked Travis to look at and explain it then? If physical bodies of water do not obstruct objects because it's of curvature, can you explain the photo then? Or the observation that I have?
It's probably just converging on the focal point of your eye.
Well, I'll share it in here. I'll just share the link, the picture. Okay.
You
Can I
have
ask-
the refraction as
Could
the,
I ask something very quickly?
Yeah, go ahead, Tony. I
To Lemon, because
apologize.
it's before you go into this next one, looking at it. So, Lemon, if you were globe, you presuppose globe, you were globe, and then your confidence in globe was shaken, right? I understand that. So you said, right, okay, don't think the globe is right. Why wouldn't you want to go to a high level of certainty before then fixing your beliefs on another system? Because if mine was shaken in one area, I think the next time that I actually decided, oh, this is right, I'd really want to make sure it was true, basically. Yeah, I'd put a lot more effort into that area.
It just went with it. My other experiences with it being flat, and it just clicked.
But isn't that a worrying situation where, because of other experiences, you could be fooled, right, tricked by, do you see what I mean, other things that sort of resonated with this idea, other untruths that might be told in various different areas? Is that not worrying that could sort of fool you into going, oh yeah, that's also here, when maybe it isn't necessarily? Isn't that a risk? Isn't that a risk? You got to accept it must be a risk.
There is a possible risk, yes. But
right, government lies
the
to us, 9/11, moon landings. Do you see what I mean? We go along those things saying, right, they're
well,
lies.
well, the thing is, truth gives you the ability to find more truth. And so, like comes from like. If you're not getting intelligibility with the globe, if you're not getting a model that makes sense with the globe, and you go to another model and it's, giving you intelligibility, discovery, theories that aren't as ad hoc and hackneyed, then, that makes it very appealing. The horizon is now flat because
But that could be,
flat plane.
but couldn't that be falsely appealing through the fact that the shape of the Earth probably isn't really that important, right? So I'm surprised you're not looking at other. Well, maybe you are. So I don't know what the rest of you do with your time, right? Other deeper truths, maybe, than just the shape of the Earth that we've been talking about for a couple of years now, and we don't seem to be getting very far. And I'm not sure it's that true. Whereas maybe some of the other truths maybe are more important, right? Like about God and the nature of the universe, and I don't know, things like that,
Well,
which might be.
it gives you a pretty good foundation, that you can trust your senses again. It looks flat probably because it's flat, So, with that, you have a sure foundation and even better foundation to find other truth as opposed to, I can't trust my senses. I have to trust, curve adding lenses or curve adding theodolites or NASA who's been caught, lying with harnesses in space, water tanks to simulate weightlessness, CGI fakery, stuff coming in and out of the green screen. So it puts you in a better position to find and discover more truth by, trusting yourself.
I never thought of it like that. So that's a real good insight. Thank you for sharing that. I can see. So I just realised something. I can see why it's attractive to people. Because, like you say, we've had to believe this construct, which obviously I do believe, but, a construct that maybe isn't immediately understandable. I mean, I have an issue with this fact that you said that you can now trust your senses again, because I think our senses can mislead us in quite a lot of situations. But I can see the appeal. I can see why you would say, right, we can now, kids think, right, why don't people fall off the bottom in Australia and it looks flat, why isn't it flat, and all those kind of things. It gives the individual more power again. Yeah, I hadn't realised that, so thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Oh, no problem. And, so many times I think we trust a synthetic world, that may or may not actually be real. And I think Flat Earth kind of talks about that philosophy, synthetic lenses, synthetic instruments versus, something more organic, us, our eyes, something more natural.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose before 1600s or something, 1700s even, probably 1800s even for the general population, right? You didn't need to not trust your senses because there wasn't that body of science that was pushing into areas where just everybody can't see it. Yeah, so it is a very interesting thing. I think you're right. I think there's something I need to think about this a bit, but there's an important point there.
Definitely. And, in a way, we already use it in a court of law. Somebody saying, the unicorn ate my homework, they're going to be like, well, I've never seen a unicorn, so you're probably wrong, unless you can give me some compelling evidence. Unicorn,
I have a unicorn fart drink.
Indeed. Unicorn droppings, a unicorn habitat. At least, talk about the things that lead up to the truth of what you're talking about. Otherwise, in a court of law, people are going to use their common sense. And if the common sense isn't pointing to what you're talking about, people are going to be inclined to disbelieve.
Well, I'm not sure it's common, but I do understand that the nature of science and the people who understand it, and then a lot of the general population maybe don't that deeply understanding it, that is very disempowering for people. I completely get that. I hadn't understood that because obviously I understand some of the science, not all of it, but a bit of it. And I hadn't realised that it is very empowering for the individual, disempowering for the individual to be told that they can't understand something. Yeah, and it's all very complicated, right? And it's all for those wizards who live over there in that castle that is a university, and they're the only guys who can understand this stuff. Which I'm not sure is true, but I think that's a failure of the communication of science, actually. Yeah, I would put it, I think, it's a failure to communicate properly with people.
Well, like say people are saying two different languages. You got somebody speaking Yiddish and another person speaking Swahili. They can say they're not understanding each other until somebody, from a third party, agrees to learn both the languages and be the interpreter for them, or both of them can learn each other's language, either way. But there needs to be a bridge. There needs to be a bridge between the two styles, the two types of people. Smart, not so smart. Technical, not so technical. Common, elite, and stuff like that. We need to have a bridge. And flat Earth also symbolizes, something, kind of coming back into the people, the common people's access to these elite bastions of very esoteric, very clicky, very elite institutional, science.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
has
I
not,
agree. Yeah.
That hasn't really, allowed people access and has really no indication or really inclination to let them in the first place.
Yeah, and we're told these things bring us these marvelous inventions, right? But I agree. I mean, if I'd never heard of or understood anything about Einstein, I'm not sure my life would be very much different, right? I mean, some practical things might be different that were applied from that, maybe.
You probably would not have had mercury blow up in your face.
Well, I guess.
Yes, I remember.
That wasn't Einstein that drove me to that. That wasn't.
Yeah,
Einstein
but if you didn't care about Einstein or what he had done, that probably wouldn't have been in your life.
Did you make the mercury angry?
No, I was
Cody?
heating up. I was heating a mercury thermometer with a gas lighter, which was a very stupid thing to do. Never heard that story, Blue.
That could cause it. Oh yeah, that could happen.
Because it was actually a mercury. It was a max min thermometer that's actually got mercury and explosive. What they call it, alcohol in it. It's got that red alcohol. It's got the mercury and the red alcohol. So when you heat it with a lighter, it blows up.
Yeah, I now ask someone who doesn't know who Einstein is if they have ever done that.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I mean, the point is, right? I picked Einstein because that is a lot of us don't understand Einstein, right? And we're told that there's things that come from that. But,
none of us understand Einstein. Blue does not understand Einstein.
Hell no.
That's just the reality of that.
And
No
believe
one
me, buddy,
understands that motherfucker.
I'm in good company. There are billions of people walking around on this planet right now
right.
that never even heard of Einstein, and it didn't change their lives one way, one iota, not even the slightest amount.
Yeah,
They don't know whether the Earth is round. They don't know whether it's flat, and it doesn't make a shit to them one way or the other.
The only thing that changed for me finding this community is the fact that I have a thirst for knowledge. I love to learn shit. And that's the only thing that has come from this. In that sense. I mean, obviously friends and good conversation, but when the reality of it is would it have changed my life? No. Everything I'm learning has nothing I've learned has advanced me in my job. I know more than enough that I'm very skilled in my career. It would not have, it doesn't affect it at all. It doesn't change anything. It would not have changed my life.
But that's because you guys, in fact, all the people in this panel have got some self-esteem, I would say, right? Because we're publicly speaking and sharing our views with people, right? I would take Lemon's point, which I think I hadn't really clocked it before, and I don't want to labour the point, but I think there is some truth there, right? That for a lot of the people, it kind of almost has given them themselves back. Do you see what I mean? Right? Because we're all saying, well, it doesn't really change us either way, right? And I agree, it doesn't really change us either way, right? Earth, round, flat, whatever. It's not advanced me either. But I think for a lot of people, the fact that they can trust their senses again is a very strong...
I didn't say advanced because it has advanced. My knowledge of a lot of stuff has advanced. But would have changed me or made my life? No. Advanced? Yes. The knowledge that I have now is 1,000 times better than I could imagine myself being able to get to if I'd ever wanted to. And trust me, before I found Flat Earth, I was a conspiracy. Davros doesn't like when I call myself a conspiracy theorist, a conspiracy questioner.
Conspiracy analysis.
There you go. I like that one. I like that one more. Thank you.
You cannot. It is impossible to believe the Earth is flat without being willing to believe in a conspiracy. At least one of them.
It would
You
be
have to.
the consistent the majority would say absolutely correct. Would I have see, that's weird. To be honest with you, I was doing research on a 9/11 debate I was going to do, and that's when I found flat Earth. The thing is, again, I don't do conspiracies the same way. When I say 9/11 was a false flag, I'm going to tell you right now, 90% of the stuff I will use as my evidence isn't far-fetched. It's not, you don't have to span reality for it at all. There's evidence. There's something in my face that shows me this. It's not speculation.
Internet consistency. That make the conspiracy quote unquote plausible. Now the thing about flat Earth is most people don't necessarily approach flat Earth from the conspiracy side. They just say, "Hey, we're not seeing curvature."
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, let's look into the evidences of
That's
curvature,
true.
and then the other pieces fall into place. It's like doing a puzzle.
I didn't think
in the puzzle.
Here's the thing. I didn't think flat Earth was a government conspiracy.
Sorry.
I didn't think that far into it. When I think 2020 hindsight, it's a big red flag. Why? That was never answered. I asked that question a lot.
So it never occurred to you, Sean, that if the Earth was actually flat, that the NASA stuff and all the other space agencies weren't lying?
That's easy. See, here's the thing. The same way you can say I don't give a F about NASA in my argument was the same thing to me. I knew that nothing they said or didn't say had anything to do with a cover-up. They were doing what they were doing. That's all there is to it. The problem I
said every other space agency.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, NASA is the top dog, even to this day. So they still all report to them.
Was it Roscosmos would disagree with you since we're hitching a ride with them on this week?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. But how much do you think we funded to that? How much? What in that negotiation do you think we're not advancing in? It's not like we're just like.
Oh no!
Well,
we paid a ton for it, but they're raping us because they know that they have a captive audience. Yes.
Isn't the Soyuz isn't the Soyuz coming down pretty soon? Am I wrong?
It doesn't matter. I'm talking about in the meantime.
Even better yet.
Millions of dollars.
The best part about that is you understand that the ISS is either coming down or is coming down. No, so it's either coming down ahead of schedule and or is going to be sold or wanting to be sold to private sector. So why would it be not saving them money to be then transitioning and using someone else's craft capsule in that situation? Doesn't that make more sense? I don't look at it as hitching a ride. I look at it as utilizing the situation and still continuing to be able to be in that quote unquote space race.
Can I correct something I said earlier?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Blues, I've got to go because it's really late.
I missed half of what you said because a guy got a call on the radio.
So let me. I'm going to go anyway. I want to correct something. I realised Lemon's point, which I think was about the empowerment and giving back to people that they can trust their senses. Blue's point, then, when I overlay that, of course there are conspiracies and therefore people are lying to us. So actually, it empowers you, but then it disempowers you because, of course, I hadn't realised the fact that, of course, if we did assume it was flat, then all these agencies are lying, right? Definitely. There is a cover-up. At least one conspiracy has to be, I agree. And that's not very empowering. That's making one paranoid. So actually it's a double whammy. It's kind of giving you back with one hand, but you now can trust your senses,
now, Tony,
but then taking away.
That's also the thing that keeps you in flat Earth. Now think about this. If you got 47 conspiracies on your mind that quote-unquote prove flat Earth, at what point are you putting enough time to verify any one of these 40 that you're constantly changing and talking about on a regular basis? Imagine that. imagine how much time you've put into your Egyptian stuff, Toady, and how much you still don't know. Well, imagine if you added 40 different things onto it that you think, or were told, had to do with the same thing. Right? That's what happens that's what happens to new flat earthers. They get engulfed in 10 different things and never once.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Then they have to learn a lot about all of those things to find out whether it's true or not.
I didn't realize it until towards the end. And this is what really made me leave flat earth. One of the things was the realization that I wasn't presenting evidences. I wasn't really even presenting globe crushing stuff, or like, this is evidence that the globe is real. It was literally, I realized that for a year of my time at the flat earth, last year, I was just developing a really fucking good argument I know would last. I could keep an argument going, and all I did was develop the skill to do it. That's it. Look at Lemon. Lemon, I've told you before, I actually would want to talk to you about more realistic things, because I do think you have a point of view on a lot of different things that I think are good ways of looking at it. But the problem is that you're really good at wrapping out a bunch of just stuff, and it confuses people. We've talked about that. I said, if you slow down more, blah blah blah. But the realization is that that's flat earth. Everyone knows Lemon as the one that can just wrap off a bunch of shit right away. Everyone knows QE as someone who's going to copy and paste everything and repeat it. And Nathan, they all have the argument. Think about that. Anyone who's still a prominent figure in that flat earth, in the 5 quote unquote debate, the ones that have a voice, the ones that we all know and end up watching on these debates, are all ones that have developed a fucking really good way of arguing a point. Not other than Ranty, not the evidence.
Did you see Ranty this evening? He was particularly, I think, not.
Ranty knows it's not flat. Ranty knows it's not flat.
I think I agree. I think he's a lot. I think he is a liar. Yeah.
Nobody takes that many globe observations and doesn't at least have doubt. He is so sure. That's the one thing I remember. This is the one thing that will never leave me. Every day that I consider myself a flat earther, I doubted it was a flat earth, because I was hearing and learning and observing things that didn't go for the flat earth. If those people that are predominant figures, the ones, people like Ranty that are out there making observations, if they don't even have a doubt, they're full of fucking shit.
Well, the thing is, we got to approach this right. The foundation of all this isn't the conspiracy, it's whether or not there's actual proof of curvature. If you start with that strong foundation, everything else falls into place. You don't have to research every element of the thing. You're going to tucker yourself out. You can just use a couple things to get the general scaffolding to give you some structure, and then go from there. For one thing, the future proves the past. Men are the same now as they ever were in the past, still the same old people, still motivated by the same old things. And with that, philosophical premise in place, the future proves the past. Why are flat earth videos getting suppressed? That's another philosophical premise you can use in conspiracy analysis also. Follow the death, follow the censorship, follow the money. What videos are getting censored? Flat Earth.
I think flat Earth. I think flat Earth. I think flat Earth. I think if flat Earth. Yes, actually, I do think they are. I get what's being said.
No, hang on.
No. I get it. No, check this. Because for 3 years, 3.5 years, I searched in YouTube flat Earth. Trust me,
I don't think it's just flat Earth. I think they're also cranking down on other conspiracies, right? 100%. So it isn't just flat Earth. They're trying to remove what they see as false information or misleading information. That is now becoming predominant, and they're trying to censor that. I don't think it is just flat Earth, right? I think it's anti-vaxxing and these other things, medical scams. And
can I say something, Toddy, for 5 seconds? What I'm going to say is I'm going to read Matty Moose's comments. Please get Toddy UK to do the Egypt presentation he's promised us for 6 months.
Fuck you, Jose.
Okay. He's right. He's right.
I even have the Egyptian background for you when you're ready.
Toddy did a little presentation in here. Toddy did a nice little presentation in Channel Q, but the person that was promised that he was going to get a show before he went, he said, Jose, I'm going to go on vacation and I'm looking forward. If you want to give me the floor, I would love to present. I said you can have all the hours that you need, all the shows that you need, and I'm still waiting. Totally the same.
Jose,
Fair comment.
Tony told me the same thing.
That's a lie.
Is it? You didn't tell me that it would be awesome. It'd be nice to do the presentation on my stream. You didn't tell me that.
No, I didn't. Not
Oh my
like Jose.
God.
I promised it to Jose. Everyone knows. Everyone knows
I know
publicly that I promised.
I know you promised it to Jose, and no, you did not say,
promised
Sean.
it to Jose.
I know you did not say, I promise I'll be there, Sean. But you did suggest you coming on and showing and doing the Egyptian presentation on my stream. I remember it because it was the reason I got that Egyptian background.
I'm happy to do one or two, but I still owe one. You've had one. You've had a little taster, right? Jose, I owe him one. I do owe him one. He's
I know
absolutely
you
right.
do. I just want people to know that Tony's out here pimping out his Egyptian presentation, and he's not giving out.
I'm not gonna hold my breath when you need to go to Amazon or freaking Africa or some shit like that. I won't hold my breath.
Point made. Thanks. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Look what you did, Jose.
Oh dear.
So that's what it's about now. Now, like like Bill Cosby. Now, just live streamers, random live streamers are going to start coming out of the woodworks, talking about how Toady promised them a presentation. It's gonna be like thousands. Toadie's just running around pimping out his presentations and not giving out.
Totally be thinking like, damn it, what did I even freaking say that?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, that's what we're gonna start doing. We're gonna start holding Toadie's feet to the fire on that presentation. Jose is first, and then I am second, which would be sloppy, but jeez, Tony, and that's the thing. He did tell me he would do a presentation on my stream. You ever been to Egypt, Toady?
Marty says that British SOB owes us some Egypt knowledge. Goddamn.
And the thing is, I like just kind of like bring it up every blue moon, just random talking about, like, if I use Toady as an example, I use his Egyptian knowledge as an example, not because he has a lot of knowledge in it, because I'm trying to go, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah, I have already forgotten about it. So blame Mighty Moose in the chat. Shit, you remind me of that shit.
Well, that's the thing. I had an Egyptian background. The reason I stopped using it is because I stopped waiting for Toady to do the presentation. I was like, I can't do this any longer. I can't wait. Oh, that's amazing.
Where's Lemon Bird? Lemon Bird left.
Yeah.
Toady's in the chat saying he'll do it.
That's what he said already.
Yeah. He says he owes Jose first.
But
For sure.
I know. I told you never be picking on you, man. You're right.
Well, we're not done.
No, you're not all right, Toady.
No,
you're not all right.
Now, Jose,
you're not bad.
he said he did a presentation on Channel Q's. Am I wrong?
Oh, he did do the he did do the presentation on Channel Q.
Okay, did he promise you before he did Channel Q's?
No, he promised me before he even went to Egypt.
Oh,
yeah, before everybody, pretty much.
Damn, Toady.
I know. I mean, he told me he was going on vacation, and I asked him, like, damn, that would be cool. He said, definitely, I will have so much content to do a little special on your channel.
Oh, Toady. Toady, just know you're not going to live that one down until you do the presentation on Jose's. I think no matter what, Toady comes on the panel, we should at least bring it up.
No, come on, stop picking on his brain.
Now, I know they're kind of still being secretive about this, Jose. The debate thing they want to have happen.
Yes.
I haven't talked to. I've back and forth in Discord with the guy. I was at work all day, so I wasn't able to talk to him today. But do they not realize it'd probably be better to do it on your channel?
I am up for it. Yeah.
I think it's better. You have more viewers. I think what he wants is he wants that atmosphere that you bring, but the kind of like the policing I have. But it's like, my platform isn't going to bring the eyes that I think they want. I think your platform is better for that. I think
I'll be happy to do it in my channel.
I think it'd be better if we moderated on your channel because your channel has the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, if we title it, I mean, if whenever we know who the participants are going to be, whenever we got the green light, if we schedule it right, at least a few days ahead of time, we're going to have a lot of eyes on it. It's definitely going to be over 100 people watching, so that's pretty good. And then the creators, the participants, they can take the whole stream and re-upload it in their channels and stuff. So that's the whole idea. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because it just makes sense to me. I mean, I'll have it here. I don't care. It's just for what I was reading, it makes more sense for you or for your side on your channel. I'm still in contact with him, but now at least me and you are on the same page. I think because
no problem.
I'll send you what he sent me because it seems like they want to rush it. But I mean that's on them really. If anything, I think we're just the right moderators for them and the platform. So it's kind of what do they want to do and when. It is interesting though. I would love
Indeed.
I would love to get the green light to talk about it. It's just it's been very in the message it made. They want to keep it under wraps until.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the added eyes. I'd rather support your channel for the added eyes. To be honest with you.
Yeah, a lot of feedback from, a lot of variety of viewers that we got in my channel over there randomly looking around.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
And I think and like I said, the scale of what this debate could be because of who, I think it would bring a lot of added eyes to your platform, and to keep it real and honest, because you are my friend, I want your platform to get bigger. You know what I mean? That's
I appreciate it.
I want to see it go. I've always said it, and I will never change this. My platform is the hangout. I want this. That's all this is. I'm not trying to get bigger. I have no care to get bigger anymore. Like I said, I got projects going on right now, so I can't put 100% into the live streaming, and that's another reason I'm not live streaming every day anymore. Because I don't want to be someone. I don't want everyone going, "Where's Sean?" every day. I don't have the time, and that's meaning why would I think about my platform getting larger? Why not think about a friend's platform that is large and is doing something that I agree with everything that's going on there. I hate the flat Earth part. I wish you just stopped saying flat Earth, but the topics are all the same shit I talk about here.
Everything. Yeah. Science is questioning the reality and finding little gaps and holes in the official narratives anywhere it come from. Pretty much.
The only difference.
Alkay and Marimosa and other people is questioning what are we talking about. It's still, I mean, there have been a little discussion offline, a little private messaging with Chunji, myself, and a third person that contacted us. That the person want us to participate in a big debate. A big debate. I mean, not the people that usually participate in our platforms. A little bit from other platforms, so they want a neutral panel with a lot of eyes on it with neutral mods. So probably this is still in the talks. Probably Shunji and myself, we're gonna be the moderators. We might be on my channel with some recognized names.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from our corner, like the Shunji and my show panelists. It's more from outside, from other groups. So it's gonna be a big one. Interesting for everybody to see. So yeah, whenever we get the green light, we'll spill the beans.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I also know talking about it without being able to talk about it, it heightens the anticipation. But it's going to be. I mean, how good will it be? I think it'll be interesting. The names will make it very interesting. Very interesting, especially as of late.
Yeah, indeed, exactly.
Yeah, but hopefully, like I said, he messaged me this morning. Uh, Obviously, he's UK time. I think is what he is. So the time is like just terrible to want to get together and have a conversation. I think he messaged me about an hour or two ago. Yeah, at 5, and it's like 1 a.m. for them right now. So
I gotta go AFK for 5. I'll be back.
yeah, no worries, no worries. I'm not gonna be going too much longer. I still got to take off and get my son, but I had some time, so I definitely wanted to go live and talk about the fact that I am going to be pushing Travis to have this conversation. I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to be a trigger fest. Me and Travis do have a mutual friendship that is agreed upon that shit isn't necessary. I don't think it'll happen. It never was happening before. I think I don't know why I was blamed in anything that happened, but I have been nothing but respectful unless I was responding to some outlandish claims that he had made about myself. But when it comes down to it, I am going to push this. I know it gets boring, especially my method of doing this. But I like having the conversation. One of the best parts about the time I've been around this community, and one thing that I have that has advanced for me, is my understanding of a lot of things, and it does. It kind of feels like a self booster when there's a topic that I feel so confident in understanding about, and it being a topic of discussion, because the realization is I know I'm not wrong. There's nothing about my argument that could be taken apart and be wrong. And I'm going to showcase it. It's going to be fun. Will it be here? Maybe. Probably not. Will it be at Travis's? Probably most of it. Will I record every interaction with me and Travis from here on out? Will be recorded if it is not live. For the sake of this, when this is all said and done, when it comes down to I'm not getting answers, I don't know if I will. Doubt I will. When it comes down to I've made my case as far as I'm willing to go with this, it will be the end of the discussion with Travis if he doesn't want to concede to either the misunderstanding or the explanation that I'm giving him as my understanding is to be correct. So it's not going to be long, but it's going to be drawn out, and it will come to a head eventually. It's not going to be a big Etherman's dead show. It's literally just going to be cutting off the conversation. I'm not going to go backwards with him anymore. I learned that the last time. I know what I have to show him to break his argument down. I know what I have to show him to make my argument strong. I don't care anymore about the oil platforms, and I have realized right away what keeps Travis going is that Travis allows questions, or has a lot of questions and refuses to answer. I want answers. If he's being as honest as he says he is in his observations and opinion or beliefs, then I feel that my questions to him for the observations that I present to him, like he presents to us, will be answered or not. And if he cannot verify how he has verified his observations, then he has to concede to it. Otherwise, he has to concede to the fact that it's a bullshit argument, in my opinion. That's just the way I see it. Once it comes to that point, then I won't care. I won't need to have a conversation with him if he's not willing to admit that the argument is complete BS at the end of it. That's my opinion and how I feel about it. And yes, Maxwell, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's why it's my live stream. Because I am allowed to do that at any point in time. No one can tell me to shut up. No one can mute me. And no one has a choice but to listen or leave. That's pretty much how it works around here. Yep. Yeah.
Damn, I love a benevolent dictatorship.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the best part. I
It's
mean, of all the
it's a
dictators
wonderful form of it's a wonderful form of government. It really
fuck
is.
yeah, huh? And of all the dictators on this planet, I think I'm the nicest fucking one.
Oh, you are.
like
Well, almost.
I've never hung I've never hung anyone. I don't do that.
No. I've seen Jose get closer to it than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
You
the
know what
nicest.
you know what I'm more mind blown of? A gentleman like Blue Marble Science. A lot of knowledge, a lot of career, or a lot of knowledge under his belt, and then he's one of the best persons to do presentations and talk and have educate us and teach us a little lesson here and there about things. And he steps out because he wanna chill, he wanna relax. He's here in the panels just waiting to chip in. Sometimes he's not
Mhm.
even able to talk, and when he tried to talk, somebody interrupt him. It's bushy. So, dude, you got a patient. You're very patient, Blue Marble Science, and I think that's a really good thing you're doing, because if you would have become what Travis has become in the last month, just from the youth, from the youngster that Travis is, losing his shit in the last month, you would have already like blown up and eaten everybody alive and shit. So
Oh
kudos to
yeah.
you. You're very patient, man.
So you should be sure you don't ever get to that point. And I'll be honest with you, we've had this discussion not too long ago.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about Travis. I really am. The guy has just gotten a little more and more unhinged. It seems every day to me, and I've been sitting back doing a lot more listening, and not a whole lot of interacting.
Mm.
And I worry about the guy. I really do.
Mhm.
I do too. I tell him, like, I really do. I really sometimes go off on him, like, fucking hey, like, come on, like, snap out of it, dude. Because I get angrier with him, because I personally like him as a person. I consider him as I really know him, and I worry about him personally. Do I agree with what he say? I think it's bullshit, most of what he say.
Mhm.
But I like him as a person, so I got
Yeah.
that. I got that little evil saying, "Go fucking, just tell him to go fucking." So I'm blocking on his channel, and got that little Angie like, Jose, hang in there, be patient, push
Yeah.
him. Maybe
I,
he'll snap out of it.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the part of what the conversation that me and Travis had last night on your stream, Jose, span from is I was sick of listening to. And I'm not gonna name names, but there are people that come on the panel and they know the little
Mm,
things they can say to Travis that will get him
yeah,
triggered. And I got
yeah,
sick of hearing it. So why not me go and talk to him? I know I can have a conversation. I've had conversations with Slick, Travis, Right the Hand. I mean, I've had conversations with all these people and it stayed just like this. And I felt it needed to be done last night, to tell you the truth. I didn't want to listen to another flip out of Travis. It didn't seem necessary, and other people are actually triggering it.
yeah.
It's not just Travis doing it.
No, yeah.
No, you're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. I'm trying to be sure I don't do that anymore. I mean,
And I'm not gonna lie.
realizing where Travis is most of the time when he's talking to us.
Mhm.
I I don't want to see him just losing his shit while he's driving that damn truck down the road.
I think something have changed for the past 2 or 3 months, that people want to come in more aggressive, faster, and
Mm.
just speedballing topics and just talking really fast. And there are some people that are still keeping their basis from since day one. For example, Blue Marble Science, slow speaking guy, taking his time, and he want to make his point across correctly without making mistakes. And then when he's taking a breath, 3 or 4 people are gonna come in speedballing topics and topics. Dude, it's aggravating, because while Blue say like, "Hey guys, I'm talking," they're already talking. Two people are having a different conversation on top of him, and then that one, another one adds up. It's fucking crazy. That's why I would have been a lot better myself, speaking English, articulating it better, maybe working in my accent a little bit. But because I am involved in this topic in the daily basis, I I get I catch those tactics also, and I speak fast, and I just mess up. I don't think what I want to say. I just want to jump in fast, and it's messed up. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, and that was what I was saying before. The first time me and Travis had done this, where I spanned it out so long talking to him about it. And I actually I had to kick people off my panel when that was going on because that they wanted to do that. Um, yeah, most good conversations, better yet, most conversations where understanding is gained are never 10-second conversations. So to come into an argument like you're going to solve this problem, you're going to change this person's mind, and you have something to say, and this one thing is going to change everything. That kind of attitude gets nowhere. And I think a lot of the quote unquote globe argument is starting to get that way.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Again, at this point, I've been around a long time. At this point, I honestly think it's us. To tell you the truth, we're the reason it's still around. Besides for the maybe few times I said it myself about flat Earth, Lemon got it. I've talked to Lemon on the side and said this isn't a flat Earth panel anymore. You can come at me with whatever you want, but don't attach flat Earth to it. I attached it, but that was here nor there. But Lemon didn't go flat Earth Lemon in here. There are a few that Chris doesn't do it. When they come in here, it's just the reality of it. But the reality of it is you don't have to like this trigger thing. It's ridiculous. And I'm not saying names, but there are a lot of people out there on both sides who are here because the game is fun to them. Well, sometimes, especially to me, it's not fun. It's not a funny game. Watching people trigger people because of what they don't understand is seriously like a slap in my face. Because if you didn't know me and you thought I was a flat earther still, and I hadn't left, you would. This is not how it would have worked with me. I wouldn't have gone back and forth with you. I would have been triggered once, and you would have never seen me again. You would have never talked to me again.
Yeah,
and it's just ridiculous. I don't come from a place where making fun of people because they don't understand is a thing. There's a lot of scammers out there. Talk about just them. Don't talk about all of them like they're all scamming. Because reality it is again, I unfortunately think a majority of flat earthers know it's a globe. But the reality it is I don't think 90% are fucking scamming people. There's a select few content creators that are scamming the shit out of people. But the majority of flat earthers, whether they know it's flat or not, they're not the same people. They don't deserve to be triggered. This isn't a game. Even if it is a game to you, it's not a game around me. I don't find it funny. I don't laugh about it. I don't partake in it.
Yeah, in my thing, I call it entertainment. As for, I had to find a category. I really wanted, I really wanted to do an educational thing, and I think I categorize one or two only of my shows as educational. Is once when I had George and Jessica Slosky. I think I got that in educational, and one more, another presentation by somebody. But I want to call it entertainment because I know it's not, educational would be something that everybody will be in the same boat. Everybody will agree. We have an open panel with thoughts, ideas about the same thing. But when my shows go down, at the end of the day, you're gonna see. I mean, it's just entertainment. Do we have a lot of educational value in it? Yes, of course. Do we have a lot of information that we can take of it? Of course. But at the end of the day, I still have to call it entertainment because it's nothing more than that. It pretty much.
That's what I call all mine, all my videos, Jose.
Yeah.
I rank them as entertainment. What else can you call it? Really?
Yeah. Anyway, and I'm doing these shows not just because of. I mean, I'm doing this because I came up with this flat Earth topic. I was born my YouTube personality was born into this topic. But if I really wanted to, I said like, all right, yeah, I found the globe. I'm out. I'm done. I could make my channel about movies, maybe, or video games, or freaking dogs, pets, uh, plants,
Yeah.
anything, dude. I could have done anything. Maybe hand stuff, doing things, handyman. How to fix everything from wood to concrete. How to improvise redneck style with duct tape and freaking compound and shit, dude.
I can take.
And I couldn't done a really
Uh,
good channel about it, like for real.
Oh, you guys don't
you,
have no clue.
you can do that.
I almost wasn't here. Like I keep telling you guys about my MMA channel. Like I've been in MMA, doing MMA and all that stuff way before Flat Earth. Like that's like my true. Like I keep talking about like I like this. I like no. I am which the Sean you guys are talking to. I am an MMA guy. That's what I fucking love to do. When I'm not talking to you motherfuckers, I'm looking up something that's going on in MMA. I'm watching old fights. I watch amateur fights online just because I love watching fights. I almost didn't do this. My live streaming start was supposed to be with the MMA thing. The only thing is I ended up finding a community of MMA people that were just fucking assholes and I didn't want anything to do with it, and it deterred me. Thing is at some point, remember, I've said this for a while, that at some point Sean G channel is going to go away. Why? Because I'm going to go to my MMA channel. That's what I want to be doing. If I had a choice, I'd do that. The only thing is I kind of went away from it for a second. And now that I'm training again, I'm tired and I fucking brain hurts. But at some point, I plan to push everything to my MMA side. I love MMA. I'd rather talk about that every day, all day.
I'm gonna start tomorrow. Day one, piano lessons. I'm gonna like dun, 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 dun. 3 notes for 2 hours. Ding, 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 ding. And then the second day I add 2 more notes. Ding, 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 ding.
Marty, I'm pretty sure.
Jose needs to have the Chihuahua Midwife channel.
For real. You need to, man, I'm serious, Jose. You need to do something about that, dude. Like, those things keep fucking producing like rabbits, yo.
Yeah, man, yeah.
You know what people do, like, normally when their dogs are humping? They stop them, Jose. Get off my dog. Stop that. You're like, I bet you guys sit there and laugh and go, well, here comes another litter.
Jose serves cocktails.
It's so much content that you can create. Nothing to do with this topic. I mean, it's so much, man.
Yeah. Tony says, I believe it or not, had a couple good conversations with Riley, one on Egypt and one on CBD. Oh, speaking of CBD, I gotta talk to Dr. Bob. I want him to come on and just fucking fill my ear with CBD stuff again. And I don't think Riley, he's fake. And Marty was asking about the fights. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it, and I have solved the issue. I don't know why the F we didn't do it the last time. There's a 10-person limit in my Discord to watch the fights via my share. And then for some odd reason, I don't know why we didn't do it, but all I got to do is start up a meetup and we can share the fights there too. So the problem with the limitation on people watching is no longer a problem for those who came around and were trying to watch the fights with us, but couldn't because there was a limitation on it. And so there you go. Again, it'll be free. So come and join. Yes, I asked for a donation, but I don't care. If you don't. You watch the fights. We get the bullshit. I changed my idea. I thought I wanted to have just a viewer role and then viewer role and people who can talk. And I realized, fuck that. Let's all be able to talk and be able to, let's just hang out. Because I'm not going to live stream it. For those who weren't there, I tried to privately stream on my MMA channel just to see if it would work. And no one could watch it because it was a private link. I switched it to unlisted, and within Jose, 3 seconds, my channel got taken down. So
it happens. Yep.
Yeah, so I recorded our us watching the fights, but it will never be live streamed ever. It can't be. It can't be.
I uploaded a few days ago an unlisted video, an unlisted after show and I got a notification within half an hour later. Oh, you got one of those little soft copyright strikes.
Oh yeah,
Like you're using a content
Mhm.
from another content creator. This is
Yeah.
not this does not affect your account. And I go like, holy shit, it's unlisted. So I won't even take a chance to upload none of that shit. Like that.
Yeah, actually, I have an idea, and I'm going to talk to you on the back side of this. Got an idea. I'm not going to say anymore.
No, dude, I had an
I'll message
idea
you.
for the last one. Yeah, I had an idea, and we can get a lot of viewers. It's just a narration type of thing.
Yeah.
We can just be on camera narrating the
Yeah.
fights. We cannot even feed the audio or nothing, but we can talk the fights.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
we
like
can explain that. And if we title it right, clickbait title, we can get a lot of viewers for that view. And
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I thought about doing that on the John Jones before I even knew that you were gonna do it. And then when you were gonna laugh, I said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna watch it and relax and don't do that." But I thought about just going live and just doing a commentary with my Spanish weird, throwing a little Spanish phrases and shit. So I don't know. It would have been cool.
It was cool because I remember last time we were talking about the fights, and it was fun. And it actually pertained to the fights. Yeah, we'll talk because I got ideas too, and I actually want it to become something. Like I said, I engulf in MMA, and and not this weekend, next weekend. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm going to definitely live stream. It'll be my first tournament back in a while, but I'm going to be competing next weekend in jiu-jitsu, no gi and gi, so that's with the karate outfits and without. So I'm going to stream a few of those fights. I'm not all of them because they're going to be. I'll probably end up doing by 6 or 7, but I'll stream as many as I can, and they'll just be intermediate throughout the day. Like they'll be within like a 3-hour span every like 20 minutes or so. Or I may, if I know I'm going to be going right away, because again, so people understand why it will be the way it is I also work there too, because the guy that trains me, Corey Cass, he actually runs the tournaments I compete in. So I actually work I'm there at 6 a.m. to the very end, packing everything up. So I literally know when I'll be going, so I'll be able to bring up my live and come up so you guys can kind of see it. I may live stream a lot of it.
That'll be cool, man.
Yeah.
And if not, just make sure to record a few, 1 or 2 fights at least. If you're not able to live stream for X or Y reason, hey, somebody like here, hold the phone, just point it and just record me the whole fight and pretty much that's it.
Yeah, because what I'm actually planning to do, because like I said, I not only work there, and I not only train the guy that trains me. I consider them family. I've told a lot of people about it, but my wrist. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know. I pretty much almost died at one point in my life. This happened at one of these tournaments, and they literally saved my life. I consider them family. Like my family is my family. So what I'm planning to do, and again, like I said, my MMA life is what I want to end up it being around for my live streaming things. What I want to do is talk him into live streaming his tournaments. He doesn't know very much about YouTube. Lucky enough, I live stream and I OBS the whole 9, so I could do it from there. So that's what I'm going to be testing out basically. So hopefully it's going to be on a good camera that's there that I can do it off of. It'll be a test run, so there's a chance it may be a 24-hour stream. Not a 24-hour stream, my bad. A full event live stream. We'll see how it goes, though. But no matter what, like you were saying, Jose, I'm going to record my matches. Even if I can't get a chance, it'll be days after, because every single match at the tournaments are recorded. It just takes him a long time, which means that most likely I'll end up taking over that role. But in the long run, basically, I'll be running these tournaments the next couple of years. So it's a big deal to me. So I like everyone to check it out and watch and see
Congrats, man. Yeah, good stuff.
And kind of see what I do behind, off camera, off live stream, off YouTube. Because like I said, MMA is a big part of my life, and I like you guys to be more involved in it and see what's going on. Because I was trying to tell you the other time, Jose, and I completely forgot, and I remembered it like recently, is I was going to tell you, probably in the next few weeks, I'm gonna be like meeting up with Dan Henderson because I know Dan Henderson. I just meet up with him with my coach.
Holy shit, nice.
So I want to start doing some interviews and stuff, and I wanted to talk to you, Jose, because I didn't know it. You never really told me, because I know I brought it up, but you never told me how much you're a fan of MMA.
Oh, I'm a big fan since day one. Yep.
And what you were just saying about the reaction to the live stream thing, and I'm gonna make it public, Jose. I want to do a MMA live stream with you. None of this fucking science shit. MMA live stream with you.
Nice, yeah.
And we need to talk and work it out. And because I like I said, I do take it very serious. And hearing you talk about it when we were watching the fights and after that, you're someone that we can definitely bounce back and forth on the topic and talk about what we're watching. And yeah.
What have happened is I lost track for like maybe 5 or 6 months. This past 5 or 6 months, when I got in my personal issues, I lost track of everything MMA, and then I just caught up a few weeks ago, maybe a week before the John Jones fight. Is when I started watching the previews. What did I miss in these past few months? Like, holy shit, a lot of little feuds and little ups and downs that went down. But I'm back on track, and I like the back in the day, since UFC 1, before UFC 1, there was some kind of illegal, in quotes, pay-per-views that were flowing around in VHS. And my brother got those, and that's the first time I was introduced to MMA. And then the UFC came up, number 1 and 2 and 3, and till today, man, I have watched them all. I watched a lot of The Ultimate Fighter since the first one until I tell you, I lost track on the Ultimate Fighter competition for the past 3 years. Nice. So I haven't followed on those, but I always catch on the live events and the big events.
So you're about to get jump on a run of wonderful fantasy. Can't believe it's going to happen because, like I was saying, I know Dan Henderson. I've rolled with a lot of UFC fighters. Team Quest.
Team Quest, refresh my memory. Yeah, that's one of the best teams for training.
Yeah, Dan Henderson and a few others made this team. Corey Cass, the guy that trains me, happens to be one of the founding fathers of Team Quest. Like I said, Jose, you're about to talk to a lot of MMA fighters you watch on a regular basis. I interact with them all the time.
Holy cow, that's awesome. That's exciting. Yeah, I like that, man. I really
what's her face? One of the probably a couple years ago. Off the top of my head, Gina Carano.
You cut up a little bit. Gina Carano?
Yeah. Fought for Bellator. Was going
to
Pretty face. Yeah. She teaches at one of the schools that competes at tournaments. So I've met her. She comes out there all the time. Multiple MMA fighters because they train jiu-jitsu. Well, a lot of people don't know when they're not fighting, they're training little kids, and so a lot of the MMA fighters come out to these tournaments, to coach the kids while they're competing. That's another thing I want to show people. I want people to see. I want you guys to see a 6-year-old do jiu-jitsu with technique. It's amazing watching kids do.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, Dan Henderson, I think the fight that comes to my mind is and it's not one of his best, but it's one of the most amazing. It's one of his latest ones. The best one was with Michael Bisping for that championship, and they went on, bro. And I was watching that right hand tied of Dan Henderson, and I think he connected it like 3 times in the fight. I said, dude, it's over. Michael Bisping down, and he for some reason snap out, and that was a fucking awesome fight, bro.
Okay, so you know Dan Henderson's logo, right?
Yes.
Do you remember what it looks like? I'm going to try to find it for everyone else because it's relevant to what I'm about to say and what Jose was just talking about. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, so I'm going to share this picture.
I'm watching it on YouTube. No.
I'm going to share it on Discord, but it'll pop up there too. Okay. You'll know that. Well, you obviously know the picture I'm sharing right now. But everyone in the chat, when you see this picture, I want to explain to you what you're seeing. Okay, so Jose was talking about this guy Dan Henderson and Michael Bisping fighting. Okay, the fight Jose is talking about is the second time they fought. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is Dan Henderson doing a drop
Yeah, I see that.
hammer fist to Bisping's face. This is Dan Henderson's logo. He's made this his logo, right? Well, what people don't know is in this fight, Dan Henderson basically destroyed Michael Bisping, the guy on the ground, his orbital socket. He has a fake fucking eye.
Yeah.
Now, the fight Jose's talking about is the redemption fight. This is the fight.
The rematch.
Yeah, this is the rematch of this. And this is why it was such a big deal. Because in this fight, Dan Henderson, one, destroyed his orbital socket, and two, said fuck you, and made that his logo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Those type of fun facts about the history and the comebacks and the trilogies, like Frankie Edgar with Maynard, is that his name?
Frankie
They win with 4 fights, bro. Yeah. One of them, the second one being a draw, I think, or the third one, bro. That's amazing, Holy shit, that stuff. That's great, Love it.
I've trained with Uriah Faber, or I haven't rolled with Uriah Faber. I've rolled with the guys on his team. Those guys are intense. I would never be able to hang with them. Like I said, I got to spar with the best, and that's why I stopped. It took me a few years to realize it, but like I said, I've said, it's like football. There are elite people that are skilled enough to become professional football players. It's the same thing in fighting. And unless I felt like unless I was going for a belt, it wasn't worth it. It's just was not worth it. So
I always say I'm not into sports, and I actually not, because I'm not too big into the MLB or NFL or NBA. NBA I was a little bit for a few years, when the they were really hot back in the Chicago Bulls days, when Michael Jordan and Dream Team, the first times, they good ones and shit. And then I lost, but I say I picked up on the UFC back in that time, kind of in the early 90s, So this is kind of what I like sports-wise to watch, at least,
Well, see, that's
never practice a lot, physically, but I do love it, I think I can break somebody's freaking neck or arm or something just by watching all these techniques,
No, and that's crazy. So my start to all this, when I didn't always, so I was just watching YouTube, and I came across no-gi jiu-jitsu tournaments, and I had watched a few. I was like, that's pretty cool. I decided after maybe a month of watching these videos, fuck it, I'm gonna try. And I did a tournament. I actually did the first 8 tournaments I did, no-gi jiu-jitsu tournaments that I did. I had never trained in my life. I just did them. I just joined them, and like I said, I've always said this, I'm a very good visual learner. If I watch something enough times, I can work out how to do it. It's a little harder to do it, on the spot. I've definitely learned to have technique now. It's different. If you watch my first few rolls to how I roll now, it's night and day. But it's one of those things where it's like, I started just off of YouTube. That was one of that. Believe it or not, that was one of the reasons I knew YouTube was a platform to search for stuff like conspiracies, and then ran into shit, was because I needed to figure out how to roll, how to grapple.
It's one of the best. For me, it's one of the best sources. Free school, man. Free school. YouTube.
And the thing for me is, I love sports. I've played almost every sport you can think of all my life and been very good at it. I played flag. I mean, no one thinks flag football is a real sport, blah, blah, blah. But if you've ever watched grown men play competitive flag football, you will change your mind on that attitude. But I played that for 10 years against guys that were 3 times my size. I am a very athletic person. I strive to do extreme sports. It's in my blood. I have to do it. I love that adrenaline. I do stupid shit like caving. I'm a splunker. If you guys don't know what the fuck that is, Google that shit. But I like to get my adrenaline going. I noticed right away, watching football, basketball, baseball, hockey, it's fucking boring as shit. Boring as fucking shit. The thing I loved about MMA, and the reason I could say, hey Jose, let's do this, is because MMA gave the person who doesn't do all these sports, doesn't feel the need to be punched in the face or get choked out or anything like that. It gave them a platform, a sport that they could watch and talk about and start to understand it without having to do it. And that's why I love MMA so much.
And you really do not have to have this much of a moral control or learn a lot of geometry and in your brain, the numbers and the rules and regulations. I mean, a lot of things. It's just go at it, try to rip the other guy's head out, try to just put him away, and just follow these few rules, just few things, just play nice, but play nice, I mean, try to kill him without really killing him,
Well, that's how you learn. When you train, that's the mindset you have, not to kill somebody, but think about it. Okay, so when I do jiu-jitsu, the goal for me is to tap someone out. If you don't tap, I'm going to break something or I'm going to choke you out unconscious. What happens when those things happen? In a real street fight or a battle, like in war, if you end up going hand-to-hand combat and you break your arm, what would most likely happen in that fight?
Tell me.
You're probably going to end up dying, unfortunately. And that's called the realization of it, right? Right? So here's the thing. Or worse off, you get in a fight with your enemy and he chokes you out and you pass out, he can easily kill you. Well, that's what jiu-jitsu is. It's simulation battle to the death, realistically. What I'm doing is I'm making you concede to the fact that I would have killed you. And that's as real as it gets. And that is the mindset you have when you're competing. The idea that, but that's what it is.
That's an interesting way to see it. Thank you for that. Yeah.
You may see it. I've seen broken arms on a regular basis, so it's not as creepy. But when I live stream the matches, you're going to notice something really quick. Or anybody who puts someone in a submission is going to put the submission on, but then give you an opportunity to stop. Here's the part that creeps people out. And yes, I've watched kids do this. If you don't tap, your arm probably will be broken. Why?
Yeah.
Because we are trained to stop when you tap. We don't stop because we think your arm may pop. The goal is to make you tap. You should tap before your arm pops. I hate to say this.
This from he busted some guy's arms, and a few people have,
Yeah, and some people go, that's stupid. Why didn't the guy tap or something? I am of that family. I've torn bicep muscles, ligaments, tendons. I am of the camp of dumb motherfuckers who think I can still get out of this. I am not going to tap. I have never been choked out, but I have had my arm popped. I've broken arms before. It's one of those things where
I don't think it's out of pride
until it happens.
I don't think it's out of pride. I think it's just out of you go into a state of mind when you're there, like, you're not gonna beat me and you're not gonna take me down. Oh, you got my arm, watch how I fucking escape this one. And you be fighting, not feeling the pain, probably trying to escape, and you don't even realize that your freaking forearm is busted in 4 places, and the other dude is still holding you.
Okay, now here's the thing. I have no way in hell of explaining how an MMA fighter who has broken his arm continues to fight, let alone punch with that arm. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, every time, the majority of my injuries in a competition are dislocations, my shoulder being popped out or whatnot. No, I don't even compete after it happens. I go to the hospital. Fuck that. That's crazy. That's the type of shit I couldn't do. Made me go, this isn't what you should be doing, Sean. This is not for you. But again, jiu-jitsu puts you in a situation where I can tap. I can stop something from happening by ending it with a tap. Vice versa. At the same time, you get to get that adrenaline rush, that aggression. People don't realize. Well, if you've ever heard me triggered, you could probably tell I can get angry fast. Well, MMA is what keeps me from beating people up and getting triggered. If you haven't
Yeah,
noticed,
and
I've been very nice lately for like the past for a while now. I've been in this real nice mode. You're welcome, Jiu-Jitsu.
and the gi thing, I didn't know what it was until Gracie came in UFC one or whatever. Oh, he's got the gi, and he was using it. I said, like, what the fuck is he doing? Isn't that uncomfortable? Holy shit! No, man, he's using it and using it fucking right. Then later on, depends on what kind of competition or what kind of arena you were on, he was able, the jiu-jitsu crew were able to use it or not, depends on the arena, so interesting shit, bro, to have the gi on, bro.
And it's actually really good that I'm going to do this with the tournament I'm going to be doing, because it's both no gi and gi. So you guys are going to see me in my MMA gear or outfit, and you'll see me in my jiu-jitsu outfit, the one I'm showing online right now. I just shared it in the Discord. Subsequently enough, that's exactly what I am. In gi, I am a blue belt, and no gi, which is just the board shorts and a rash guard. I would be considered a purple belt with the time and skill that I have. It is different. You can see here with a gi, you can grab everything. That's why when people that do, like myself, who do jiu-jitsu with a gi, see someone with a jacket on, we get wet dreams.
Yeah, you got that jacket, wrap it around the other guy's neck or fucking or elbow, and grab it around his wrist and bring it back or whatever. It's an extra weapon, and it's a very dangerous weapon, bro.
So check this out. I learned this a while ago. I use it a lot. It only really works on white belts. I want to do this to Chris. Okay, so see how these guys, YouTube can see the picture. You guys can see in Discord. See the guys with the blue belts? The blue belts?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so in competition, you cannot untie your belt, right? Okay. But the belt, because of your rolling, your grappling, it does come undone. At which time, I can choke my opponent out with it. I can wrap it around my opponent's neck and choke the shit out of them.
With a belt.
I actually have been working on this on a submission with my belt. I promise you, you will see it, because no matter what, the match will be recorded. I'm hoping it will be live. You will see me attempt to choke someone out with my jiu-jitsu belt. I've actually been working on a couple techniques for it. What's up?
Are you allowed to tight enough so it becomes loose?
What will happen? There are guys who do try to do that. What happens is if your belt looks any kind of loose, the ref at the beginning of the match, he'll walk up to you and he'll give it a good tug to tighten it up.
Okay, so there's no way to make it so it's easy to fall off.
You cannot. So if we're in a situation where we're in a standstill, is what I call it, I can't physically go to my belt and untie it. Are there ways for me to untie my belt during the roll? 100%.
I like that rule.
I can use his belt as well. Can I untie? I cannot physically go to his knot and untie it, but I can grab his belt, yank on it, tug on it all I want.
Yeah. They got to defend it, He's got to defend his outfit. That's part of it. He has to.
Do I know how to untie his belt without getting in trouble? Yes, I do.
That is cool.
Yep.
You can't pull the gun out of your pocket, but if it falls out of your pocket,
you're 100% allowed to use it. Yeah.
So when
you're allowed to pick it up and use it.
When you watch people like Oyce Gracie and his son, are you just like wowed by them, Sean, of how good they are?
Now here's the thing: you guys may be wowed by the people they fight and beat. I am wowed by the technique that they implement. Put it this way.
That's exactly like why I'm wowed by it.
Jiu-jitsu is 100% chess compared to checkers. A lot of people don't realize it. Like, for instance, Eddie Bravo. I know flat earthers are like, oh, blah, blah, and everyone else is like, blah.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Eddie Bravo, I believe, is one of the top 3 smartest jiu-jitsu practitioners. What do I mean? Imagine if you knew how to disarm someone. Okay, imagine if you were able to figure out 20 ways to disarm someone. Well, Eddie Bravo figures out 20 ways to someone's one way of attempting submissions and the jiu-jitsu game. He's as much of a forefather of practitioners as it gets. That's what he's known for. That's what he's not a big guy. He's never even fought MMA.
Like the Bruce Lee of jiu-jitsu?
Yes, just an innovator. The way he thinks is very much so unreal. It's just the way he moves is unreal. People don't realize it. Think about this. You know that yoga position where you put the heels to your hips on your legs?
Yes.
Yeah. How many people can do that without touching your legs? Eddie Bravo can, and that's that dexterity. That's the way he's able to create these methods and techniques that no one else can.
I'm not sure if this is the same thing, but I can walk on my knees by crossing my legs.
I don't even want to try to think about what that means.
Like I cross my legs Indian style, and I can walk on my knees.
I wonder. Okay, so what I'm going to do...
kind of like what you're talking about with Eddie Bravo?
No. So you know how like the Buddha Indian style, where he puts his leg on top of his both legs or both ankles on top of the thighs in Indian style?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I walk on my knees.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like that. Now get into that position without touching your legs at all.
You mean start like with my hands on my head and try to get in that position?
Oh, okay. That's what you mean. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so if you're sitting on your butt, legs straight out, and then put your legs into that position without touching them. Because Eddie Bravo can do that without even trying. That's how much dexterity he has in his legs.
Yo, Leo. Now you're scaring me because I'm thinking about you now. Like you're not human. You're some kind of like a cartoon character or something. Like with the odd shape.
No. When I was in my younger... I'm like in my 40s right now, but when I was younger I could do that, but I can't now. I haven't...
Are you obese? Enough. Are you obese now?
I'm not obese. I just haven't... I haven't done it enough. And when you stop doing it, your legs...
Not enough
your
milk?
Legs aren't as stretchable.
Not enough milk for the bones?
Flexible, that's a better word.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do because I got to take off and get my son. But before I leave, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play one of my old matches when I was a white belt, actually. Nice. I'm going to let you guys pick. Do you guys want to see an armbar or a Kimura? There are other ones that are just more boring. Or you can see, I have an armbar. Okay, you guys pick. I have a Von Flute choke. For those who don't know, it's a very rare and difficult submission to do. The match is boring as fuck, though. I have an armbar, and I'm just really technical, and it's no gi. Or I have arm bars and Kimuras with the gi on. It's up to you.
Gi on, I guess.
Yeah, gi on. Kimura or armbar, either are.
Alright, we'll do the Kimura.
You know I'm a religious person, Sean, right?
My
brother, one of my brothers, when he was on his church mission, met Royce Gracie's son.
Oh, really?
I met a lot. Yeah, but when he was sparring with Royce, Royce Gracie's son was acting like a white belt, apparently, and still wasting my brother.
Yeah, well, here's the funny part. I didn't learn this until, probably about 8 years ago. A lot of the Gracies aren't Gracies. They're just given the names, like the team. Yeah, they're part of the family, or they've been training for so long to become black belts.
Is he really a Gracie?
Oh yeah. No. Those are all 100% Gracies. Those guys are Gracies.
Okay,
you're as Gracie as it gets.
Actual son.
Yeah. No, he's Crone.
I don't know his name, but that sounds familiar. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask him again.
His son Crone Gracie's a black belt that competes, and he's right now I think he's number 2 in the world right now. All right, so this one is This is going to be a Kimura.
By the way, Royce Gracie's son. I don't know if he still does, but back then he lived in Texas.
I don't know where they live. They live everywhere, dude. Everywhere. Seriously, it's ridiculous. Like they're like roaches. And funny enough,
And I'm not trying to dox them.
no, trust me, you're not. The funny part is that like so again, remember I was telling you how my coach he's one of the founders of Team Quest. Well, we kind of have a rivalry. Someone say it. Say it.
Rivalry.
Thank you.
Rivalry.
Thank you. God, the foreign guy fucking says it for me. We have one with the Gracies, so you will see a lot of Gracie students at the tournament. A lot.
John,
What?
I don't mean to be rude to you, but your son is more important than this. You should probably go pick him up.
Well, that's why what I'm doing is I'm talking while I get it queued up.
Yeah, if I go watch it, it shuts my mic off, Sean.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, no worries.
You guys.
When it's done, I'm just gonna end it.
Thank you.
Basically,
Man.
So you guys want to say your goodbyes now?
Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you. Later. Yeah, that's it. We'll watch.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Cool. And I'll talk to you guys later on. I'll be around again after I get back. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. You guys are seeing it on your end, right?
Have to click on your name and hit join stream.
Okay, I just want to make sure it does say live though. Okay. All right. So this is. All right. Hang on, my screen just went all. Okay, here we go. I'll play it now, and I will talk to you guys a little bit later on.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, here we go, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and play that now, and then get out of here. So I do appreciate you guys being here. It's fun. And yes, I was serious. I do want to talk to Jose, and get that going. So if you guys want to see that, please shout that out. Let Jose know. Do it and talk about it because that's the plan. Enjoy the fight. It's only going to be about a minute long. But yep, this was about it was in 2016. Enjoy, have fun, and peace.